So here is my personal MT report. I did it through my husband, Sagi Kalev, and I just wanted to give you a tour of my MT report through my iPhone. I'm looking at it through my iPhone, and you're going to see that it's actually very easy to navigate, and I'm going to show you how to navigate it so you can get started right away. So I open up the link and you'll see your vital statistics. I'm not going to click on it because that includes my home, my email, my address, and I don't want people knocking at my door. That's a joke. All right, as you can see, there is a getting started quick start guide. It's so, and I clicked on it already. It's so exciting because we have a plan on how to get started right away, because the report is really dense. There are 29 downloads. So this is going to prevent overwhelm. So you click on quick start, right? Click quick start guide. Okay, step by step. And we're gonna have a step-by-step guide on getting started, right? So it says that our MT report is presented in a way, in the order in which we should use it, right? So there are different phases. There's phase 1, your MT diet, phase 2, your supplements, and then phase 3, and finally phase 4. Well, today, in order to get started, you just need to focus on 2 things. You need to focus on understanding your MT report, right? So in order to get started, you're going to start right here. Read your MT report. Now, you don't have to read all 29 downloads, you guys. All you have to do is start with the introduction and read everything up through phase 1. But note that it says no further. So if you're one of those people that wants to read the entire report, you can go ahead. But I think a lot of people are getting overwhelmed because they think that they have to read the entire report in order to get started. So the next thing is read each of the downloads in each section through phase 1. Again, only in phase 1 in the order in which they appear. You want to take your time and you don't want to skip ahead. And remember, the greatest thing about doing your MT report, your metabolic typing report, is that the support staff on Team Kalev is amazing. So once you've finished reading this section, introduction up to part 1 or phase 1, you're going to have a good background and understanding of what the MT program is. I'm reading this book on the brain, and it involves meditation. This is just this little side note, right? So the book tells me that I should read the entire book before doing the meditation so that I can get the most out of my meditation. And I actually did. I read all 300 pages before I started the meditation, and it did make a difference. Okay, the next step is to fill out your foundational metabolic processes self-screen. This is something that you don't want to skip. It's best if you do it on a laptop, so I'm not going to click on it here, but you want to do it on a laptop, and you want to record your baseline symptoms that you have right now so that you can test yourself later by taking the same test in a few months. All right, guys, you are ready to get started with phase 1. And this is the only other part that I'm going to talk about. And this is what you need to understand in order to get started with your program. So where possible, you're going to get off all drugs temporarily. Of course, you have to ask your doctor, and you use your own judgment, okay? If you're using Beachbody supplements, you can continue with the Beachbody Performance line. You can continue with Shakeology, not a problem. You want to get off all poor quality commercial processed foods. What does that mean? It means that if you're eating at Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, nothing against those places, but anything in a box, you don't want to eat that stuff for now because it's processed, you guys. You want to get off all the wrong foods for your metabolic type. So if you look at your list of foods and let's say bananas are not on there, for now, you don't want to eat bananas because they are not optimal for your body, okay? So any food that's not listed in your MT plan, you're not going to have. The next step is to get on all the right foods for your metabolic type. And so you're going to see that one of the documents that you have is your particular list for your metabolic type, okay? So you want to use quality, organic, whole natural foods. And there's a great, I'm not going to click on it here, but there's a great section that basically explains and it goes into details that if your ancestors did not eat that food, you should not either. So for example, if you were an Eskimo and you have a very high fat protein diet, chances are that's the way that you're going to be eating, okay? And you want to use only purified food. All right, that's the first part. So you've read up to the introduction, you have gone shopping, or you've looked at the list of foods that you should have. And then the third section, or rather the next part of phase 1, is carefully and exactly fine-tuning your macronutrient ratios at each meal. What does that mean? And it's actually super, super easy, okay? I'm not gonna go through all these little points, but they're simple, you guys. So look, that's it. We're at the end of phase 1. Once you reach that end of phase 1 and you fine-tune what you are eating every day and what you should be eating, you can use your color-coded containers if you're using them. I'm gonna click on that right now. So after every meal, about an hour later, you want to check in with yourself and see how you're doing, how your appetite levels are, how your energy levels are, how your mind and emotion well-being are or is, okay? So you have good reactions, and then you can have bad reactions, okay? You should be feeling good after you eat, but you should do this after every meal, okay? So that is it, and I wish that I knew how to backtrack so that I can go back. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so that is the only thing that you are going to focus on for your first phase. You are ready to get started. I hope that this has given you an idea of a clear idea of what you have to do and how to get started. So just click on your quick start guide. You're going to have all the directions. You do not need to be overwhelmed by reading the entire report all at once. So if you need to replay this little document or this little video, go ahead. You can get started right away once you read the introduction up to phase 1. Go shopping for all your foods that are or not all your foods, but the foods that you like on your list. Get off the wrong foods and start fine-tuning your macronutrient ratios using this, what we call a DCR, which is just your diet check record. And you are going to do this till you perfect it before you move on to your next phase. How exciting is that? Super simple. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you have the same wonderful experience that I have had using metabolic typing.